So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 14 of Breaking the Fourth Wall. I am the one behind the one who faced the one who was trying to break the one in 21-1, but he didn't beat the one in 21-1. My name is Nathan Goff. I'm joined by the bad boy of British wrestling, which is Matthew the Bad Boy Burns.
It's got to be said. It's got to be. I love that saying. I love it.
I don't know if I got it all right, but listening to that promo, I was like, how many times are you going to say the one? We get it. He is the one.
The one. The one. The one. It's almost as bad as $9.99 on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, and for those of you who didn't want to pay $9.99 and are living under a rock, according to Paul Heyman. So, this episode 14, we do apologise for being recorded a bit late. We were trying to find the right time.
And I've had me usual schedules being in the way with trying to get upcoming matches that are actually coming sooner than anticipated.
Yeah,
and we'll get onto that later.
And I've been with pool. I've been busy. It's been mental.
Yeah.
Like, you know how busy my schedule's been.
Yeah.
I was playing a match at 11:45 the other night.
Yeah, I saw it. I did notice that one myself, and I thought, really? At that time?
I've been a very busy boy. You know, I've been going to hearings, meetings.
Oh my God! If you keep saying busy boy, we're gonna have to dub you the busy boy.
The busy boy of the wrestling podcast community. You know, I might even have to turn to the busy boy of management one day.
Ooh, it could happen.
It could happen. We're pushing for it. You know, I'm slowly getting drawn in. You know, I'm being roped in by certain people. There's no mentions of who, but soon enough, my services could be seen in the wrestling world.
What? What are you looking at me for? I'm not doing anything.
So it's been a busy week in the world of wrestling, from Alberto Del Rio turning up at Triple H, Triple A, and breaking his contract of no complete, which we'll talk about a little bit.
Well, it's questionable a little bit.
It's a violation of contract.
It is a violation of contract, but the problem is does he have the same rulings? You know, as he wasn't exactly released. He was fired.
Well, we'll cover that later. We've also got Rey Mysterio trying to get out of his contract in a promo that supposedly wasn't supposed to air on Triple A, but it aired. It aired.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
We've got the fallout from SummerSlam, everything from Swagger 316 to Brock Lesnar 16 superplexes. And the follow-up of the Brahma Bull belt. Instead of carrying two, just wants to carry one.
Yep, of course.
We've got everything from me being proved right with the Wolves.
I've got to say that prediction. I could not believe how clear you were with that prediction. That was that. What are the lottery numbers this week?
See, I can't predict the lottery. I can predict common sense. It don't take a brain surgeon to figure out that if you do that,
it's gonna go wrong.
Yeah, so I hate to say I told you so, Dixie, but I told you so. And there's loads of other things. There's an addictive app that's been released by WWE, which has got us both
addictive
there. And also, for the first time in 14 episodes, we've broke the watershed. It's 9 o'clock UK time, so there's no fucking disclaimer. So get over it, because I can go over the watershed and none of you can complain about me swearing.
Even though no one's actually complained about your swearing.
Well, there's been a couple of people who wanted to cut back.
Well, that wouldn't be anybody who we know, would it?
It could potentially be someone that we know. But, from Austin 316 to John 316, Nathan 316 just says, I just broke the fucking watershed.
Good God.
So how are we going to break in this week?
Break in. Where do you want to go first? Do you want to go SummerSlam, or do we want to go Triple A? Where would you prefer to go first?
I prefer to go Triple X first, but...
Triple X?
Yeah. Well, if we're pulling out triples, you know, I might as well go Triple X.
No. Listen, we may have crossed the watershed, but we do have a market that we have to clearly market to.
Well, where's Candice Michelle? I want my GoDaddy advert.
Even though they do web browsing.
Right then, so we'll go with AAA first, since it's a hot topic.
Yes.
For those of you aren't aware, Alberto Del Rio has been released from WWE because of a altercation that he had in the back with one of the senior marketing staff. And this isn't the first time that this senior member of staff has had an altercation with a superstar with a couple of racist marks. Supposedly it was a plate, and he said to Del Rio, "Shouldn't you get rid of this former slave?" Or something along them lines. Which resulted to Del Rio punching said employee.
Yeah. Not good. But I don't. If that's the case, then if that person has actually done that, then WWE firing Del Rio could be a bit unjust.
Well, because he's left his contract, Triple H said to him, supposedly, and this has been reported by Dave Meltzer. For those of you who aren't aware of Dave Meltzer, he's a credible source in the wrestling world. And it's been said that when WWE released Alberto Del Rio, Triple H rang him up and said, "Listen, keep your nose clean for 6 months. And then in 6 months, we can bring you back." Del Rio doesn't want to come back. John Cena, Randy Orton, and a couple of the big names were pushing for Alberto Del Rio to come back. They made a phone call, said, "Listen, keep your nose clean, and we'll get you re-employed."
Well, he
doesn't want to.
He really doesn't want to come back.
No. So.
Well, what did you do to negate that?
So. He turns up at Triple H, which is fine. He's got a no complete cause. He hasn't got a not turn up cause.
Yeah.
He's allowed to make public appearances, but he isn't allowed to be in a match and physical violence. I think physical contact is a no-no, isn't it?
I'm not too sure on that one.
Well,
I'm not 100% sure on that one.
If physical contact is a no-no in the 90-day no complete course,
then he's broke it. But if not,
broke it.
If it's not an actual match, then he hasn't.
Yeah, and because he didn't want to come back, WWE has imposed a 1-year ban in the US from wrestling.
Oh, that's with Ricardo. That's definitely on Ricardo as well.
No, it isn't. Ricardo's is only 90 days.
No, it's on Ricardo as well. It's been
I
stated.
don't think it is.
It is.
If you have a look.
I have actually looked.
Okay,
I'll have
a look later and we'll clear this up. But
genuinely, I've looked this up because it was quite shocking to me because it's literally 90 days anywhere else, but it's literally, like he's said, 1 year in the US.
Yeah,
so basically, Ricardo can't go TNA or whatever within a year's time. That's if a certain company's still around.
Yeah, so he's got 1 year no compete in the US, but a 90-day in Mexico or anywhere else. Now, Alberto Del Rio's appealing this with a solicitor on the grounds of he lives in the USA and WWE, because he's breached his contract, won't pay him for this 1 year.
Right.
So he's appealing this on the grounds of that he can't, sustain his lifestyle.
Well,
now, turning up at AAA and getting physically involved does not help your cause when you're going to go against a juggernaut of wrestling.
True. It doesn't help. But if he's using that to try and get his income in, that he may be losing to leave him to be that supposedly aren't paying him for a year, then you can sort of argue that. But even so, you don't break contracts.
No, and if you're going to argue against one of the biggest companies in wrestling, you don't do something stupid straight away.
You don't. You got to play it smart. Play by the rules. Play it by the book.
Yeah.
As much as some people can say they could argue it. Okay, one person is supposedly thinking he's got away with a certain issue of, quitting out of his clause, not naming names. And I bet you're quite surprised I'm the one who's bring that up.
I've got another area I want to bring up in this later on.
Fair enough. But the point being is, you've got to play it smart, especially in contracts. It's whenever
CM Punk has played it smart, which is who you're referring to.
Yep.
Now, I've been very critical of CM Punk, but CM Punk hasn't gone to another wrestling company since the Royal Rumble. All he's done is make appearances and give out awards at Comic-Con and things like that. And there's nothing in your contract that says you can't.
And the scary thing about it is, technically, WWE could argue he's using the CM Punk name, but Punk could argue he was using that way before WWE.
So, Punk's played it, right, and if you're going to leave, then play it the same way Punk has. He's getting paid.
Just leave.
Yeah.
But We could argue over the fact how he left, but the difference is, at least when he's come out, he's come out.
Yeah, he's left and he hasn't gone. You know, he hasn't tried to stick it because he knows if he's trying to fight a legal battle, he'll lose.
But to be honest with you, I think with Punk, I think he's made his millions though.
Yeah, Punk can quite happily, because he doesn't spend that much. He lives quite a restricted lifestyle. It's a bit like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
For those of you that watch Total Divas, Daniel Bryan lives in the family house.
Yeah, and to be honest,
which has no television.
Which is
and it's just a quiet family, and he's got the perfect idea. Once he's finished wrestling, shave the beard, no one will recognise him.
You won't. I will.
I would, but
I think I'll recognise him as if you just switch his name around.
Yeah, but people won't recognise him walking past like little kids.
You mean just like glances?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Actually, yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah,
that I can believe.
So that's what's happened with Alberto Del Rio in AAA.
Or shall we call him that, or shall we call him by his new name?
Alberto Al Patrona.
Al Patrona.
Yeah.
Which means the boss.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the weird thing about it?
They used his WWE music, which could be another breach of contract.
That can be.
Oh, copyright, because have a guess who owns that music?
Yes. But to be honest with you, we know a few other places that sort of do that, but they can possibly get away with it.
Yes,
as long as they pay the...
Which they haven't.
If they haven't, then... Oh dear.
And then places aren't trying to fight a big battle against WWE and stick it to Vince McMahon.
Really...
The person who's doing this is a disgruntled indie mark in the fucking Mexico called Conan. What has Conan done for wrestling?
You can say he's brought some, the Latinos and everything. He's done quite well there.
Yeah, in the Latino market, brilliant. But he's always been overshadowed.
Yeah.
In TNA, he was overshadowed by Supermax and Homicide. Was it Homicide? Yep. Homicide and Hernandez?
LAX.
Yeah, he was overshadowed by them. And the Free Life Crew, he was overshadowed by James
BG James and
K-Quick.
Ron the Truth Killings.
Yeah. He's been overshadowed. And he's just
he was
disgruntled.
Overshadowed quite a bit in WCW though, wasn't
he? And the Filthy Animals. He's just a disgruntled ex-employee
but to be honest
who's trying to stick it to the man.
But also, he's also disgruntled with TNA over some of his injuries, over supposedly not getting compensation in the US market. But that's a completely different story, which there's absolutely no way we're going to touch that subject because I know that's a bit of a red tape subject. That is. So right now we've got to come off that one straight away.
So the next one's Rey Mysterio.
Oh.
Rey Mysterio supposedly unhappy because Vince McMahon activated a clause in his contract that if he doesn't wrestle so many dates, he gets an extra year added in to his contract. Now, I'm sorry, if you don't want that clause in your contract, don't sign the contract.
Read what you're signing. I'll be honest with you, I've been offered contracts before by a company before. I read through it. Did I sign it?
No.
Do I look like I signed it?
No.
Do you see me sign? Listen, I'm not. For me personally, if it's going to be a contract, it's got to be a really good deal to sign a contract. But it's got to be a deal that I'm happy with. That's with all the clauses and everything.
In all fairness, I don't see why Rey Mysterio wants to go back to AAA at the moment. He's the third biggest merchandise seller in WWE. Spends most of his time injured anyway, so he's sitting at home picking up a nice paycheck for just his mask. He's living off his name. What more would you want? Right, okay, you've got a choice here as a professional wrestler. Wrestle a couple of odd dates a year. About 20, 30
I'm sorry,
dates.
But that's a tough one.
Okay, no, but...
It's a tough one because if you can wrestle more, I'm sorry, as a wrestler, you being at home doing nothing, it kills you.
Okay, now...
But if I had the choice of, if I was injured, while I was injured, I'm making money, good clean money while I'm injured, and then as soon as I'm done, I come back in and I've got a good spot on the roster, then of course I'm going to be happy with that.
Now,
As exactly where you were heading from.
Okay, now
Heading towards.
stick yourself in my shoes. Guy looking from the outside in.
Mm-hmm.
Say I was a professional wrestler. I was used to be top of the card.
Yeah.
I'm now coming towards the end of my days.
Yeah.
I'm injured, but I know I'm a good merchandise seller because kids love the mask.
Exactly.
And they love the gimmick.
But
I'm making potentially high six figures, possibly seven figures, without wrestling 5-6 times a week, like some of the people on the indies do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would I really want to break my contract to go to AAA, which doesn't do a show every week?
Nope.
And get considerably less, or would I be happy just sitting at home and going, "Thank you, Vince, for paying me this much money for being injured"?
Of course. It's a no-brainer.
Every wrestler, coming towards the end of the days...
You just hit the point I was trying to make, Josh.
Yeah. Undertaker isn't one... Like, as much as he loves wrestling, he knows he's coming towards the end of his days, and he's relaxing. He's getting his paycheck, which is his thank you paycheck for 20 years of service. You don't see him going, right, I want to go to TNA, because I could possibly wrestle a couple more dates. Right, I know what my market is. I know what I'm there for. I'm there for one big match each year. Now, of course, my body's getting a little bit broken.
He's broken. He's quite... If you're injured, or it's one of them. If you're injured and you can get money while you're injured, I'm sorry, but this might sound greedy or anything, but I'm sorry, but anybody is going to take that.
Yeah. Like, they're lucky because people in TNA or anyone like that, they don't get the money.
No, they're not, which is the Conan subject. Which...
Yeah. But if you sign, if you've got that contract, I'd bite their hand off. Okay, carry on paying me. If you want to tie me in for 2 more years, I'll happily sit home injured until you want to release me. You know, JTG had it best.
Oh.
He was hiding in his closet. It came out once a year.
Whoa. Have you actually seen the t-shirts that he's bringing out?
No.
I should not have answered my phone. Genuinely, someone's literally done a JTG t-shirt saying, "Should not have damn answered my phone."
So that's covered like the AAA subject, which has been a little bit of a touchy area. Which, if they're not careful, they will go the same way as CMLL.
Oh. Yeah.
If WWE wants to get rid of you, WWE will get rid of you. There won't be any discussions. It's a bit like upsetting the mafia.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, clearly you could say that.
Because Triple H's and Cena's golden shovels will come out.
It's almost like you've literally got... If Superman was real, of course, it's almost like he just spat in his face and said, "Hit me."
Yeah. So that's that. So we're going to move on to a brighter subject, which is SummerSlam.
Oh, what a pay-per-view.
Definitely worth the $9.99.
Oh, you mean the $9.99 that they kept advertising on the pay-per-view?
If I could pay $9.99 instead of $14.99, I quite happily would.
Oh, yeah. Bear this in mind, in the UK, we're still having to pay £14.99.
Which is about $25.
Yep. And then as soon as it comes on, you got Hogan coming in. Well done for booking your the pay-per-view on the WWE Network for $9.99. Really? You're rubbing it in our faces.
Yeah, but please don't talk.
Please.
Or
people,
otherwise.
The only people who I can see that can actually be marketed to are the people who are downloading it illegally.
Yeah. So that was Hulk Hogan's. What was match of the night for you?
Oh, it's a tough one.
It isn't.
It's a tough one, I think.
It isn't.
What do you think it was?
There's only one match of the night in that card,
Are
and
you
that is Ambrose and Rollins.
That's one of
that
mine.
match was off the chain. That is the best lumberjack match I have ever seen.
Yeah, that I can agree with, because that's that was one of my selective. I thought Thingy was not too bad. Orton and Reigns, especially with some of the...
It was good for what it was,
yeah.
But you've had to follow Rollins and Ambrose.
If you have to follow them, I'm sorry, but that was a bit of a... Ouch.
Rollins and Ambrose. That is the craziest lumberjack match I have ever seen. They took out all the lumberjacks. They went in the crowd. I was hoping he was going to dirty deeds him from the top of the rail down through the...
Oh, good God, I was thinking to myself...
I was like, oh my god, this is an ECW moment. That whole match was like
A tease.
yeah, that was like an old Attitude tease, but with current style of wrestling.
It was good. It was clever.
Yeah.
It was one of them matches. The only thing I thought that
Ambrose, and this is going to pay me to say because I thought it was going to be Reigns, looks like the best one out of the three.
Who?
Ambrose looks the best one out of the three.
You think?
Yeah. He looks awesome. The crowd are behind him. He's different.
Could you just do me one favour? It's alright, it's for a friend of mine. Repeat what you just said.
No. It's recorded on there.
No. Just one more time, because trust me, you'll make them very, very happy against their older sister. Just trust me.
Ambrose was the better one out of the three.
It's alright, it's just the two sisters. There's two sisters who I know. They argue over which one's better, either Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins.
He's the better one out of the three.
He seems to have got his character already.
Yeah, he's developed a niche which isn't in wrestling anymore. You haven't seen a character like that since Brian Pillman mixed with Steve Austin.
Ooh.
It's crazy, and he's got no respect for the rules. That is, Pillman meets Austin, bang.
1-hit. Unhinged.
Yeah.
He's unhinged. And the scary thing about it is, people could say, "Oh, is he? You know, what's he going to do next? What is he going to do next?"
taking him off telly to film a film at the wrong time. Wrestling's about trying to catch lightning in a bottle. They've got the lightning. Vince, give him a bottle.
Give him a bottle. Give him a bottle. Give him a bottle. No, don't let it go. Don't let it go.
Like, hurry up and film that film quickly. I don't care if you clusterfuck it into like 2 weeks. That film needs to be shot as quick as possible. Getting back on TV.
Getting back on TV as soon as you can, because it may have added a bit of a surprise element with it, but I thought that scene was a bit too soon.
Yeah, but hurry up, getting back on TV, and everything will fix itself. I promise you.
I'll guarantee ratings.
Yeah,
there'll be ratings
because that is the next face of the company.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a future.
Like Reigns is going to be big no matter what you put it because his family's right.
Yeah.
But if you want someone who's Ambrose will be like your Mick Foley.
The only problem with Ambrose is technically WWE could argue they didn't really start the making of him, but he's been through FCW, he's been through the NXT. He's been through everything that WWE, and he's jumped through them.
Yeah, like Ambrose will be this generation's Mick Foley. It isn't pretty, but it's effective.
He doesn't. That's the scary thing. Some people say, "Oh, he doesn't look clean. He doesn't. He's Luther's press doesn't look amazing like Austin's." 1, doesn't need to be. 2, he's making it his own, and 3, he's meant to be unhinged. Looking like a psychopath. Do you see people who are unhinged thinking logically or making things look perfect?
No.
Or do they want to just get the job done?
However, both of them, Rollins and Ambrose, working brilliantly in this rivalry.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I thought Monday took it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Like, that curb stomp was brutal.
Oh.
Well played to everyone involved.
I thought the announce table was a bit hard.
Yeah.
It was like a Japanese one. We can definitely say this. That was no Spanish announce table.
No, but
the fact that he bounced on it.
Yeah, but in all fairness, well played to both involved. They've took the rivalry to the next stage, which is what it needed.
Yeah.
I reckon miss them off it. If you're going to put it out, miss it off at Hell in the Cell. Like, give us a couple of video packages, reminders.
I wouldn't say video packages. I think it might do him some good, a little bit off.
Yeah.
And then have him literally come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, as in, just as Seth Rollins thinks.
He's about to do it to someone else.
He's about to, cash in. He's thinking he's got away with it. He thinks he can pull the trigger with the smoking gun and everything. As soon as he's about to pull the trigger.
Or, to make it go full circle, Ambrose about to do the curb stomp again on Reigns, on the cinder blocks, and then
either way.
Like Rollins going does like this curb stomp through the centre box on Reigns, and then Ambrose comes and makes the save.
Yeah, but either way.
Like it needs to be set up for Hell in a Cell. That rivalry needs to end inside the cell to keep Kane out.
And the authority business.
Yeah, and it ends there. And
definitely.
I'd be happy if it comes full circle.
Yeah, I think it's better off if he goes for cash in the money, the money in the bank. He's thinking, oh, I'm scot free.
Yeah,
I'm free. I can cash in on, because he's not going to cash in on Brock. No way.
Brock Lesnar can hold that title for as long as he wants.
Oh, come on, yeah. We'll move on to that. On to that one.
So another match I was impressed with at SummerSlam was Paige versus AJ Lee.
What do we need? What more can I say?
Paige debuted a new attire.
Yes, she did. And the finish.
What a counter! That DDT looks brutal.
Yeah, it's got many names that DDT has.
Which they called it the Rampage.
They call it the Rampage, Dirty Man DDT. There's many different names, and every time I see that move or a variation of that move, it makes me cringe. It makes me cringe because the scary thing about it is not many people know the danger of that move. Oh, it's if it goes wrong, the person's getting a full brunt DDT with their body, with their legs. It's not like half their body weight; it's their entire body weight crashing onto their face or on their head.
Yeah, so it's quite brutal.
It's brutal, but it's effective. And the way she did it on AJ, it's one of them. It literally, she hit it once. It shocked people, shock and all, as you stated before.
Yeah.
And it got the job done and got her the title win.
Yeah, which is all that matters at the end of the day. So I was impressed with Paige. It's nice to see a good women's rivalry, and it continued on Raw with Paige costing AJ the match. AJ costing Paige the match in a similar fashion that Paige cost it before, building back up for the rematch. Night Champions, hopefully turn the rivalry so Paige can move on to someone else for the title,
possibly
potentially a Naomi or even a Natalya. Natalya's got a new ring attire as well.
Yes.
Which I was quite surprised by because she doesn't seem the type of person to wear hot pants and a crop top.
It does happen.
Is she trying to spice up her sex life with Tyson Kidd?
I'm not even going to go there.
Is she going to be the next one for a nipple slip on television?
Oh, she's done worse though.
Yeah, she's peed herself.
But that was on Total Divas.
It happened in the match though on Superstars.
Yes.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see that rivalry come to an end. Now both ladies move on. Paige has found her, she suits the psychotic role.
It does, but I like how she's using the psychoticness against AJ.
Yeah, but she suits it. I'll be interested to see how the characters move on from here.
If she goes on to Natalya.
Yeah, so
and I think that'd be a good match.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a good match.
So at SummerSlam as well, we had the Dominatrix versus the Receiver.
Ooh.
Stephanie versus Brie Balor. Stephanie came out like China from 1999. I was surprised there wasn't a pair of arseless chaps there. She looked like a dominatrix.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect them to give Stephanie as much dominating in the match.
No.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
But the scary thing about it was...
It was an alright match.
It was an alright match. It was alright. The only thing that was spoilt, I think, was the end.
No.
No, I think it was spoilt because of the fact that a lot of people knew it was coming.
Yeah, but it's been built for weeks.
But that aside, it's clever how they did it.
If anyone goes back to 1997 through to 1999, anyone watches McMahon and Austin, if you follow this, watch that, watch this, because it's going to go the exact same way.
Why does that sound like a soundbite? Why does that sound like a soundbite? Watch that, watch this.
Yeah, if you just go back and watch how that rivalry happened, and then you'll see this one going the same way. It keeps going until Brie finally gets
what she wants.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting. I'm wondering what's going to be the payoff. Is the payoff going to be Bryan coming back? But there's more on that because he ain't coming back for a while.
Or is it going to be the Authority stepping down by WrestleMania?
Possibly. We'll have to see. We'll have to see with that. We'll have to see. But I do like the fact that
Ryan's got to go for surgery again.
yes, I've heard. But I do like the fact that what Triple H has done, which is quite clever, because Brian's injured. He's sort of taken a back step to Stephanie and allowed Stephanie to come out more. And the fact is, Stephanie is a very, very good heel.
Yeah.
She's a very, very good heel.
She's learnt off the best. Her dad.
Oof. She knows exactly how to use her voice the way... Oh, come on. She knows. She knows what to do.
So that's that. So we've both been impressed with that.
One that did surprise me, though. Miz match. The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler.
The Miz wasn't doing anything for that title. The Miz isn't doing anything
Oh,
for
no.
my title.
No. He wasn't doing anything with the title. But I didn't expect him to lose it so soon.
I'd rather see it on Dolph.
Well, you are the biggest Dolph. You are a Dolph fan, of course, which I will put my hand up and say I am one myself. But I didn't expect him to take the win then. Like, take the payoff then.
What the Miz has no... He's better off as a social ambassador.
You can say that, yeah.
He's messy in the ring. Really messy. What disappoints me is I've got to refer to that man as a world champion. There's superstars that have deserved to be world champion.
And he beat Cena at WrestleMania.
Yeah. He's main evented WrestleMania. I could go through a list of superstars that haven't main evented WrestleMania that deserve it more than him.
CM Punk being one.
Owen Hart.
There's plenty. Has Piper done one? Oh, yes, he has.
Yeah.
Yes, he has. He did the very first one. But actually main evented.
Yeah.
Not many.
No.
And there's plenty of names.
But Fly never main evented WrestleMania.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's been a main attraction.
But he's never
never main evented. Ooh. That's quite a bit of a... That's quite serious, that is. Oh, that's just scary.
The Miz, and I'm sorry to say this again, folks, The Miz has main evented a WrestleMania, and I've got to refer as him as a world champion. Former world champion over people like Roddy Piper, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Only got a world title through tag team.
Mr. Perfect.
Oh, that's just...
Owen Hart.
Oh. You're making me feel ill now.
It kills me to say, and I'm going to say this again, I've said it on the podcast, Jeff Jarrett has got more world titles than Shawn Michaels.
Really? You're going to go back down that road again? End that now. End it. We're not going down that road.
Grado deserves a main event WrestleMania spot more than The Miz. I love you, Grado. Please bring yourself to the podcast.
Nice! I like how you did that.
So, moving on. What was your highlight to SummerSlam? And then we'll go to our disappointment, because I know we both had the same disappointments.
Highlight. I think we've already covered highlights.
Swagger 316.
Swagger 316.
He didn't tap out. He didn't get pinned. He passed out.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a little bit of a grievance with this match. What was this match advertised as?
Flag match.
What was it?
A regular match.
If you're going to have a flag match, stick 2 flags in the corner. That's
flags.
what the flag match is.
An actual flag match is you bury your opponents in the flag, under your own flag. I think that would have been a good idea.
Yeah, but like the flag match that I know is there's 2 flags in opposite corners,
yep.
And you go for your flag, and once you've got your flag, you win the match.
No. You have to bury your opponent in it.
Not in WWE. It's once you've grabbed it.
No, it was in most companies it used to be promote over your opponent.
Well, God knows, but they didn't do that. That was the way Rusev could have had his first loss. Now, I'm quite happy with how Raw went, because Rusev was still selling his ankle, and then we got the tour of the Hall of Pain. Now, Mark Henry...
Even though he'd had a match himself.
Yeah. Now, Mark Henry is a legitimate beast. And when Mark Henry talks, you listen.
He's a beast.
My favourite line was, translate this to the boy.
Oh, Mark Henry. He's got one of them voices, and he's a very, very intelligent man.
I was expecting him to just go after the splash. That's what I do.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I was
yeah.
waiting for it because he was going around high-fiving everyone.
I was waiting for that myself. Please just go to the back, because that's what I do. Oh man, that was just. He killed Rusev,
Yeah.
and what I've got to say, Rusev's being built up as a big hype up guy, and in my eyes, I was thinking it's going to be Cena. The only one who can do it is Cena. Mark Henry's coming to play in such a way. I think it could be.
Mark Henry needs to be the first one to break the Rusev.
Oh, he's got to be.
Yeah.
He's got to be. And the fact is, bear this in mind, he's an Olympic. He's a gold medalist. He's been the world's strongest man. And who for? The US. Are they?
Yeah. Like, you would believe Mark Henry beating Rusev.
If anybody turns around and says, "Oh, he can't outpower Rusev," look at the guy.
This is a former world's strongest man.
A former.
This is a bloke, if you go back and watch some SmackDowns, that lifted a car.
This is a guy who literally was throwing. Come on, you seen him against Big Show, throwing him. Just remember the first Hall of Fame.
This is the only bloke that's got better as he's aged.
Yeah, he has. And the shocking thing is, some people say, "Oh, he's past his age." Has he? How?
He's got better. Imagine what he's going to be like when he's 50.
Good God. That's just a scary thought. That's just a scary. Just think when he's Ric Flair's age.
Woo!
And he's literally going, "'Cause that's what I do." He's gonna be awesome.
I was just expecting, because he pointed and went like that to Lana, I was expecting him just to like bring back a little bit of sexual chocolate.
Oh, I think that would have been cool.
It would have been funny, because I would have laughed, because he would have just fit
No,
in.
but the point being is, I think the one thing that was really clever was when he just looked at Lana and goes, "Translate this to the boy." The sternness in his voice. It basically shows that, okay, he's a face, but Rusev is pushing him that much. He may reveal his heel side on Rusev in a good way.
Yeah. So that was there. The presentation, right, I'm going to air my grievance. Brock Lesnar, I knew was going to win. It was one-sided. Now,
Oof.
people say it needed to be that one-sided to put over Brock Lesnar's dominance.
Now, bear this in mind. How old is Taker?
Taker's 50-odd, and he had more offense than John Cena.
And Cena's is
CM Punk had more offense than John Cena.
And Taker.
Triple H had more offense than John Cena. I'm pretty sure Big Show in the run-ups to the thingy before he got beat by the chair had more offense than John Cena.
Yeah, I have never ever seen John Cena, who literally was dubbing, he's going to conquer the Conqueror. It was dubbed as the biggest fight of the summer.
And it was more one-sided than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
I've never seen Cena dominated this much.
No.
Ever.
He jobbed out more than Slater did against the Legends.
Yeah, he did. But you know what the scary thing is? WWE is still trying to force feed us the Cena's never going to give up thing.
We know.
We know he's not going to give up. But, come on. One thing you can say, though, Cena's won up the World Cup. And they were thinking, how's he won up the World Cup? It took 11 Germans to beat the World Cup. It took 60 to beat Cena.
I like that. You can consider that stolen. So that was that. Like the new belt looks fine. It suits it. Like in all fairness, you could just took the old one, just swap the side plates, and then just said, "I can't be asked to carry two around."
Exactly.
It would have been as effective.
Exactly, but it's because they're doing the whole new logo on the building. They had to do the belt.
Yeah.
They had to.
But you just could change the plates. No one. I can't really tell the difference.
You can.
I can't.
Yeah, you can. A
Really?
little bit.
Really?
There's a bit more white bling.
Okay.
That's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take your word on that. So that was that. Like, it's been a pretty interesting week. Now, both of us are avid gamers.
No kidding.
Now, 2K have released a game for your mobile. If you haven't played it yet,
Where have you been?
It isn't just a kids game. It's addictive because you can play it on your way into work if you commute by public transport. You can play it at your desk while you're at work. You can play it at home while your phone's on charge.
And you can play it while you're trying to discuss it.
Yeah.
I'd actually say that because I do apologise for actually admitting this. A few times while I was waiting for a meeting with you, I was actually playing this game.
So, like, it's there. It's there for
addiction.
everyone. Yeah, and it's an interesting one.
It's an addiction. It's an addictive game, and I think it's very clever that they've done this because in a way it's sort of free advertising.
Yeah, it's free advertising. It's a good game. If anyone's ever played the Marvel versions of card games,
Of course.
it's a similar system to that where you go through and you can have like a King of the Ring which lasts 2 days. And
3? About 3,
No,
isn't
it's
it?
2.
Is it 2?
Yeah, I started one on Friday, finished by the Sunday.
Ah.
So it lasts about 2 days. You play 45 matches and then you play the King of the Ring. From the last day, you play best of 3 to go through your things. So that's how it works. And you basically get better cards as the more you level up. Now, it's a bit luck and draw. I've played 360 odd games. You've played about 270.
About that, yeah. It's about that.
You've got 4 super rare cards.
I think it's about 4 or 5.
You've got 4 or 5. I've got 1.
Ouch.
Now, we both haven't paid any money to get these cards. Because if you want to get cards, you can pay money and like you can buy the better cards.
Which is not good.
No, so
But that's depending
like
on...
like for the purposes of the review, we've done it where both of us haven't spent any money, and I can honestly say the way that the card system gives out cards sucks dick.
Agreed. It's not fair.
It honestly sucks dick, and as I'm doing this, my colleague's just lost in the King of the Ring quarterfinals, and he's just shown me his card that he's got from the King of the Ring, which is super rare, which makes him to go on to 5, and he's just got a Brock Lesnar, whose signature move is a German suplex.
Which is plus 11 to power and plus 11 to tech.
Now,
No, toughness.
Now, the game is good, it's free advertisement, and everyone can play it. Now, if they could just put a function on it where you could trade on there, where you can trade cards, because
I'd be
certain
happy.
people can't get certain cards for some reason, like,
I would be
easily.
happy.
But some other people can get 3 of one card, like I've got 3 of Tyson, Kid, and Rare, and Matt needs 1 of them to make himself a pro. Now, I just can't send mine over to him, so it's better off being fused into one of my cards.
Exactly. And I know at some point I'm going to get at the rate we're going, I'm going to have plenty of spare super rares. And
Yeah.
I'd possibly pass it to a friend.
Yeah, so if they could add that on, then the app would be better. But for what it is, it's an addictive piece of software that'll probably last 3-4 months.
Addictive piece of software.
However, there is some faults. The roster could be a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm a bit disappointed with the amount of divas that they put on it. For some reason, Paige Emma can't make the divas roster, even though they're on tally.
Which is shocking.
Where Stephanie McMahon can put herself on there, Brie and Nikki. Right, Cameron and Naomi are on the game, aren't on tally.
At the moment.
No,
But they have been.
but Paige isn't on there.
But then again, when was this game being made?
Darren Young is on that game.
When was the game being made?
Darren Young is a card on that
I
game.
know he has.
A
'Cause I've got
super
him.
rare card on that game.
I've got him, if you recall.
Yes, but that's a super rare card. When was the last time Darren Young was on my television?
Good point. Very good point.
People say he's injured, but that's fine. So that's fine. So I'd give it 3.5 out of 5 if we were going to score it.
I give it high because of the addictiveness.
That's if it can fix its problems.
But I also know that the good thing about these games, they can update it.
Yeah.
Well, because they've got a maintenance check soon, I believe. But that aside, the point being is, it's an addictive game. It's free advertising.
And it doesn't cost $9.99.
Technically, you could have a fantastic time on the game and not spend 1 penny.
No. So that's that. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
4.
And
solid
Matt gives
4.
it a solid 4 out of 5. So that's that. An interesting piece of news while we're on games. 2K15's been announced. And have a guess which superstars made the roster?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know this one.
CM Punk.
Now, people could argue this.
Which I'm going to. Now, why in God's good name would you put a superstar who you don't want to give advertising to on a game unless said superstar might be doing a worked angle?
True.
Could said superstar be main eventing WrestleMania 31?
True, you could argue this.
Could he be the one to beat the one who is
Beat
the
the
one
one.
in 21-1?
At WrestleMania?
Yeah,
You could argue that. Yes, you could. But on the other hand,
because I don't want to see the Rock beat Brock Lesnar,
oh good God,
because I wouldn't believe it for a million years, and I might actually have to stop watching WWE if that happens.
2 part-timers against each other in the main event.
No, one part-timer who's a legitimate badass.
Oh yeah.
The other one who tore his quadricep or whatever he tore facing John Cena. John Cena is known to be one of the safest workers because he's only got supposedly 5 moves of doom. He didn't even Hana Chrono The Rock, so The Rock can't go, he injured me.
True.
So,
but then again, the STFU or STF, I could injure the knee.
Yeah.
Could.
It could. But, however, I wouldn't believe The Rock versus Brock Lesnar. I wouldn't believe The Rock has a chance.
Bears in mind, last time they faced, what happened?
Lesnar won.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go anywhere, there's 3 opponents for Lesnar at WrestleMania. Reigns, Triple H, CM Punk, actually it's 4, and John Cena.
Don't keep saying that.
No, but he is a opponent who stands up. Now, supposedly Hulk Hogan's pushing for one more match at WrestleMania.
God, no. Don't even go there. God, no.
So, if Hulk Hogan's going to have one more match, he might as well have it against John Cena, since Cena won't kill the poor crippled man.
No, he won't. Sting
against Taker.
Oh. Or Sting against Hogan.
No.
Even that's already been done in TNA and WCW.
And it was awful.
Yep.
Sting against Taker, because I don't care how old it is, it'll keep half the fans happy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they could go around punching each other for 10 minutes and people would scream.
Oh, yeah. They'd go nuts for it.
So that's happened. So in 2K15, CM Punk's been announced as a playable character.
Now, I know you're arguing with that, but...
Oh, I haven't argued. I just find it completely suspicious that they put a superstar that they don't want on the game. It's free advertisement for his brand.
True. But on the other hand, bear this in mind, whose name's being chanted on their television every time they're on the air? What's the name that gets chanted whenever AJ turns up?
CM Punk.
They're going to play to it. They're going to want to have him on. They're going to want to push that game as much. Okay, gives CM Punk a little bit of advertisement. But how much is WWE going to make on that game?
Loads.
By putting the M in it?
They'll make loads, but I just find it...
Suspicious.
Yeah.
You could say that. It's a bit like how Mick Foley released a countdown to lockdown while under TNA and WWE advertised that book. No comments there.
No. So that was that. So I just found that funny. So is there anything else that you want to cover?
There's always plenty to cover, isn't there?
Plug yourself on where you and your sunglasses are going to be in the next couple of weeks.
I could do, but to be honest with you, I'm not going to plug that yet. Not quite yet. I believe I've got to plug something else right now.
Go on.
Southside. You've missed your prediction to mention. Did you not mention that earlier? Or would you care to mention it now?
No.
Would you not?
No.
So you wouldn't want to mention about the Wolves?
Yeah,
you forgot
I forgot about the Wolves. A couple of episodes ago, I said that TNA taped 8 to 9 wrestling episodes.
Yeah.
And the problem with this is if said wrestler broke their leg and didn't turn up or broke a bone and couldn't turn up at house shows but still was turning up on television, how'd you play this off?
What happened to Dave Richards?
He's broke his leg.
And isn't he one half of the tag team champions?
Yeah, he was supposed to be going on to various things. Now, now TNA could argue, right, we can build it up, and if we need to, we can write him off in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
But people have read the spoilers. People know the stupid fucker's injured.
Oh, and it gets worse for TNA yet. It's going to get worse in a man. If I believe. Does Bully Ray ring a bell?
Bully Ray's contract is supposedly over.
And what does that mean?
Nail.
Dunk. The locker room leader is considering leaving TNA.
Yeah, and
which is not good.
There's no more news on this contract.
There's been no more news, but there has one thing that's popped up, and I couldn't believe it. PCW have cashed in on it.
What?
PCW.
Go on.
With their tag team champions, Team Single, have made an open challenge to any tag team in the world. And guess who's coming to PCW?
Who?
Think Tables?
Team 3D.
Team 3D is booked against Team Single.
We're going.
For the tag team titles.
We're going.
You won't go?
We're going.
And I've got it on very good record that the owner of PCW is deliberately going out and buying some quality tables for Team 3D.
I want to see a flaming table. Actually, just bring Brother Runt over as well.
That'd be ace. But he's supposed to retire now, isn't he?
I'd still bring him over.
But that is a good marketing. And on the same said show, we've got Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick.
And Slash Brad.
Against Bubblegum for the Cruiserweight title.
He don't get much better than that, folks.
I think we've even got Paul London as well.
Nice.
They've got people.
And how much tickets? The tickets $9.99.
No.
Or the $19.99.
And the best thing about PCW, they don't just do one show.
No, they do multiple shows.
Multiple shows over a weekend.
Yeah.
It's not one that you I'll be honest with you, I've been to a PCW show. I went to one show where it was a double shower. I'll tell you this now, I miss so much. Everything that's happening on one show, you have to play catch up. You're playing catch up, but it's good, still a good show.
Yeah.
Still very entertained. But the time I went after that, oh man, double shower. Oh, correction, triple shower. Went into an afternoon show during the first day, then the night show, and then another show the day after. What more can you ask for?
There isn't much more you can ask for.
It's insane.
So that's that. So plug your cheap sunglasses and yourself over.
Was that 2 times to make up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you filled your quota.
Yeah, you know.
If you,
so if you want your sunglasses, you can find them on $3.99 at mattburns.co.uk.
I like how you did that. They're currently not on sale yet, but it is due to be on there soon.
Available at all good retail stores.
Very funny. But if you do see me at any local shows or anything, I do sell them. We do have them on sale at their shops for the wrestling show. Not at my my own version of mattbainshop.com. Like WWE keep plugging.
So that's that. So where can we contact the bully?
Of course. Well, actually, I'm going to plug something else instead. Actually, I believe we've got an grand opening day on Bank Holiday Monday,
which will go with our special guest this weekend.
I believe it will be. And it's going to be good because it's going to have a grand opening. It's going to be a great day. But also, that's during the day. Later on that night, I'm heading off to Wales. I'm maybe returning to CCW. And possibly aiming for some fresh gold.
Fresh gold and possibly insulting my people.
I'm not going to be insulting your people.
You best not be.
I'm not going to be insulting you people.
Otherwise, the men are men and the sheep are sheep.
I could say so much to that right now.
So where can we contact you?
You can contact me at Matt Badboy Burns on Twitter. You can contact me at Matt Burns UK on Facebook. You can contact me on mattburns04 at hotmail.com.
And Matt Burns at plentyoffish.com.
What? Please tell me you haven't.
I've created your own profile on there.
Please, folks, don't go there. I'm going to find a way of getting that deleted right now.
It's on Plenty of Fish, so if any of you want to date with the bully...
I am not on there. I'm not on there.
You are. I'm on there now looking at it.
Really?
Yeah. I've even got your picture and
Let's
everything
have a
on it.
look.
No.
Oh, come on.
No,
Show me the evidence I'm on there.
No, I'm setting you up now.
Oh, my God.
And also, we've just had Jay Uso follow us.
We've got Jay Uso.
Jay Uso has just followed us on Twitter.
Oh, I did not actually expect that. Is that the official one?
Jay Uso.
No, it's not official.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that's not official, I'm sorry to disappoint, folks. Sorry to disappoint. It's not him.
Are you sure it's not him?
They normally have a blue check next to the name if it's official. Unfortunately, they're not official.
I'm getting excited, folks.
You got excited. However, we do have a certain other blue check.
Yes.
I believe, which...
Thank you, ODB. I love you, I love you, I love you.
Now, where can we contact you?
You can find me on Twitter, which I run the Wrestling's Fourth Wall page. I keep promising everyone that I will update it a little bit more, but schedules permitted.
As we've already stated previously.
Yeah, you can contact me on Facebook, which a couple of you have added me on Facebook, which is Nathan Goff. Also, Breaking the Fourth Wall on Facebook, Wrestling's Fourth Wall at Outlook.com, and you can find me at All Good Pool Halls practicing.
Actually, I just realised something. Even though we're now about to wrap it up, I say we're going to extend it a little bit because there's two things that we need to cover. We covered one of the questions.
Oh yeah, we got asked, how do we feel about long title reigns?
How do you feel about it?
Long title reigns.
It depends on how long.
I came up with a nice argument the other day.
You did?
Now, back in the golden generation of wrestling, back in the 80s, back when Matt was a kid.
Can't remember
then. Yeah,
Oh wait, yeah, I can.
Back when wheels were made from stones and televisions had rock aerials on like the Flintstones.
And fire was magic.
Yeah. And the lights were made out of candles with fire on.
Feel the burn. Oh, sorry, I had to comment on that.
The champion, all they ever used to be on telly. Like, you're going to get a reminder of what it used to be like back in the 80s now with Brock Lesnar, where you'd get a promo that was pre-filmed, shown on telly. He might show up for a quick interview, but he wouldn't wrestle on television.
Doesn't need to.
He wouldn't wrestle on free TV.
Yeah. He doesn't need to turn up.
So, he didn't need to turn up, and they had 1 hour of television a week to film.
Yeah. So they focus on the number one contenders.
Yeah. Fast forward 20, 30 years.
Yep.
We're now in 2014. WWE films 3 hours for Raw, 1 hour for NXT, 2 hours for SmackDown, 1 hour for Superstars, 1 hour for main event.
Afterburn.
Afterburn is like a catch-up show. But there's 8 hours of wrestling that they have to film each week. The champion is at least on 5 hours of that television.
Yeah.
It's like advertised. Like, it may only appear for an hour, like, altogether, but like, they're trying to put out 8 hours of television a week instead of 7 hours a month that they used to. Now they're putting out 32 plus 5, 35 hours of wrestling a month. So, title range, we haven't got the attention span that we used to because we've been spoilt by the Attitude Era to have the title range.
But
so, the long title range can happen once in a while, like CM Punk, because it's something new. But people aren't happy when the title stays on one person for too long because everyone gets bored saying the wrong person is being pushed with the title.
Okay, but here's my point of view. Short title changes can be good, depending on if they've got a threat, as in like a second company, to keep the ratings on the TV. WWE doesn't need to do that now. They don't need to do that. So they could afford some long reigns, but I think a shorter reign devalues the title. It devalues the title. A long reign gives it more credibility. It makes it feel more special when it's finally, literally been won by somebody else. Because come on, when CM Punk won his title, how special did Luke when he lost it after almost over a year of defending it? Over a year defending.
Yeah. So that's one of the questions that we had. That was quite interesting. Also, I had someone in the office asked us if we could cover a subject, which is quite interesting as well. Which was, is Paul Heyman the greatest manager in the current era or ever in wrestling? My answer was no.
And to be honest with you, you could argue yes, because of how much he's pushed Brock Lesnar and whatnot, but there is a fault with that, I think. There is a fault somewhere. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a fault. Would you clarify what you think? Do you know what the fault is, or?
Yes, because you actually heard this argument, because I was actually on the phone to you while someone asked me this, and you were...
That's what I was trying to sort of give you more credibility then.
You were actually quite speechless with this argument. My argument this was...
Let me just point this out, folks. This point, I've got to back him up on this one. It's a very strong, valid point. If people can argue it, please, messages...
if you can argue it,
messages, let us know, and we will mention it, and even probably mention that possibly we could either argue against you, saying why they're not quite as good as somebody else or whatever. But the point being is if you can clearly state why Paul Heyman is possibly the number one manager, the best manager
of all time,
bear in mind how many greats have come that have been around, that have come and gone.
Right, so my argument, in this era, there isn't many great managers.
There isn't.
I could name 3 managers who are currently active on the television at the moment.
Yeah, you can only mention 3.
Zeb Coulter.
That's 1.
Lorna.
2.
Paul Heyman.
3. El Torito and...
No, fellas, don't... I'm on about managers. Managers that are putting over, not burying the talent. El Torito was making Los Matadores look like a joke.
And bear in mind, you got Fingy on there as well. A certain little guy with him is dressed as an animal.
Yeah, so I don't count him as a manager.
Don't count them.
It's more like having a pet.
Ooh.
So they're the 3 managers that I count in wrestling.
Proper managers.
Yeah, proper managers, not comedy managers.
Yes.
So on there we've got Lorna. Lorna can't be judged as a great manager yet because she only managed Rusev.
She's only done Rusev.
She's good at gaining heat for Rusev, but if she moves on, her gimmick is a ravishing Russian thing. Now, if WWE can find a way to expand this gimmick or change it, good luck to them. But it'll probably only work for Rusev. So once Rusev gets stale, Lorna will have to go to wrestle.
Not really. I don't think that would be the case.
There's no Kozlov anymore. Who else is Lorna going to manage?
She doesn't necessarily have to always be a Russian. They can have a sympathiser.
Yeah,
but then again, you wouldn't want the hate mail.
No. Okay, so that's that. Now, Heyman's biggest competition in this era is Zeb Coulter. Now, what I judge a great manager on is not how the manager comes off, on how they get their talent over with the crowd.
Yeah.
Now, Paul Heyman has got Brock Lesnar over with the crowd. But Brock Lesnar comes off good over to the crowd because he is a legitimate badass. He's won the UFC championship. He unified the UFC championship in his third fight. Third fight.
It wasn't third fight. Fourth, I believe.
Third, JBL said. I'm going off what JBL
Hang
said
on,
on Raw.
hang on. Let me just do it in my head. Just carry on. I'll do it in my head.
So supposedly it's the third, could be the fourth time. Now.
Oh no! He won the. Oh. Yeah. No, fourth. It was a fourth, I believe, possibly.
Look it up if I'm wrong.
No, it's fourth. No, it's fourth, definitely, because he fought Frank Mir first.
Yeah.
Beat him. He then went against the, can't remember his name, the cowboy, which he hit him so hard he rolled backwards. Then he won the 8. Oh no, you're right. It's third, because he beat the natural Couture for the title. But he then had to give it up.
Yeah.
Temporarily for Shane Carwin to become the interim, and they both duked it out over the title on who the real one. And Shane Carwin, who had been beating people in the first round, come up against Brock Lesnar, and what happened? Went to the second round, and he made him pass. He choked him out.
So this is that's that. So Brock Lesnar comes off as a legitimate beast, but Paul Heyman is going over as a great because he's making Brock Lesnar look like a trash because Lesnar can't speak. So he's providing the service.
He really can't.
On there. Lesnar's a threat when he's able to shoot from the hip. If Lesnar says he's going to kill you, he's going to kill you because he hates people.
Really? You think?
So.
Oh, whoa. I like that you brought that up. I loved how a certain promo from the past. He doesn't like you. He barely tolerates me. Paul Heyman, when he mentioned that. That really put Brock over, as he really hates the world, but he's got that look on him.
Yeah. Well, so that's that. Now, you can't really class Paul Heyman as a good manager of CM Punk because CM Punk was over before Paul Heyman got with him. CM Punk didn't need Paul Heyman.
No, he didn't.
He was over. He could have been a heel without Paul Heyman. He got more cheers because Heyman helped him against John Cena.
That he did.
So that's fine. So I don't count CM Punk as a success of Paul Heyman. Now,
he put him over after with Brock Lesnar.
Other guys who have been tried to be put with Paul Heyman and have failed to get over. Cesaro.
Ooh.
Ryback.
Ooh.
Curtis Axel.
Ooh.
That's just 3 in the current era. I haven't worked with Paul Heyman.
Yikes.
So, success, hit, miss, or average. He comes, if you look, people are judging for what he's done for Brock Lesnar, but if you look at the whole picture, not a brilliant manager.
Not brilliant, but...
He's a good manager.
Can you name one that you think's a good manager?
Jimmy Hart.
Phenomenal.
Jimmy Hart managed the Hart Foundation in the pinnacle of the golden era.
Is that your number one?
No, Paul Bearer.
Paul Bearer?
Paul Bearer, greatest manager of all time. He didn't have to manage loads of people.
But what he managed was good. It was quality.
Mankind, Undertaker, Kane. Name me 3 superstars who have been managed by a manager that have had better success.
Good point.
Jimmy Hart managed Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, the Hart Foundation, to just name a few. Bobby
the Brain?
Bobby the Brain Heaton could come off as a good manager. He had
he's
Andre. He had Mr. Perfect. He had King Kong Bundy.
Oh, that he did. Did he have Ric Flair at some point?
Don't know. Ted DiBiase could be counted as a good manager.
That he could. Brother
Mr.
Love.
Fuji could be a good manager. Can you class Paul Heyman in the same bracket as them people? If you can, if you've got an argument, send it through to me. I'll happily answer you back. But in my honest opinion, Paul Heyman needs to elevate someone else to a level like Brock Lesnar before he can be considered one of the all-time greats. He looks a great because the era he's in hasn't got many good managers.
True.
If you were back around in the 80s, would he have been that good?
I believe he was. And he was on WCW years ago.
He had the Dangerous Alliance, which had Steve Austin in. But did he push Steve Austin to a heavyweight title?
Nope. No, he didn't. That he didn't. And that was when he wasn't Steve Austin. That was when he was Stunning Steve Williams, was it?
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
So there you go, folks. If you can argue it, get through to me. But that's that. So this has been Breaking the Fourth Wall. This is the 70-minute episode. We've broke the watershed. Have a good time, folks. all careers through to breaking the fourth wall, all arguments through to breaking the fourth
Let me
wall.
just point one thing out before anything, because after doing the usual saying, please visit your local wrestling, and we've actually got one coming up soon. I believe
Next Friday.
Next Friday, where we've got a former TNA wrestler.
Bad Bones.
Oh, he's gonna have a good match.
Yeah.
Against the United Heavyweight Champion.
Joseph Connors.
Oh, that's going to be epic, especially with Joseph Connors possibly trying out for TNA now.
Is there any point?
What?
Is there any point trying out for TNA at the moment?
It doesn't matter. It still helps to get his name across.
Yeah, but in all fairness, folks, if you can't be good, be safe. If you can't be safe, don't be sorry. And we'll catch you this Saturday with our special guest. And please watch your local wrestling shows.
Bye for now.